DC Comics launches new character, Monkey Prince, for Asian superhero comics. Does that sound like the most racist or stupid thing you've ever seen? I don't know, but I need to know why these shoes go with this outfit. That's essentially most of the story. But before we get into this, let me remind you that Fatal's live on Indiegogo. Back it now if you haven't yet. I've seen some amazing progress from Charlie Snogans. He's doing great work with the art. And right now we're looking to ship this in July. Speaking of ship times, Downcast is almost finished. Nacho's been working really hard on the art there. The scripting is all fit. Like, we're ready to go. Almost, pretty much we're ready to get it lettered. So this is probably going to be launching sooner than later because it's just there. It's a finished book practically. Once it's finished, then I don't know what to do with it other than release it out to the world. So keep an eye out for that. It's definitely coming. All right. DC launches new character Monkey Prince for Asian superhero comics. This is the weird thing to me. So I noticed what I'd love to do is make videos on writing comics, storytelling in comics, but people don't watch that stuff. And I'll hear other YouTubers explain the same kinds of things. It's like, you want to actually talk about comic books on a comic book channel. And then it occurred to me, the reason why DC Comics and Marvel Comics and every comic book publisher out there focuses so much time on these other superficial things is because there seems to be a downturn in interest in the actual content, the story of comics themselves, like what is happening in the pages. And so we're kind of suffering from the same thing. I'm going to blame it though on mainstream comics because they have the eyes and ears of most comic book fans. Even though indie comics are growing, sometimes we forget most people are reading mainstream comics. If you're a comic fan, you're reading mainstream comics for the most part, though those numbers are drastically dwindling. So why do they do something like this? DC Comics is to launch a new character, Monkey Prince. That seems like a weird name. Created by Jean Lun Yang and Bernard Chang in the upcoming DC Comics Legacy of Superheroes one-shot. So there's a one-shot of the new character, but that's the headline is, though, that it's for Asians, by Asians, for Asians. Featuring the character by Chang. Here's the character. He's wearing regular tennis shoes, and then he's wearing like this, I don't know, old school. I mean, it's just Taste of Asia, I guess. That's what the outfit's supposed to be. Kind of looks like Wukong from League of Legends, though. I'm not gonna lie, even with the stick and everything. But here you go. This is what the headline is about. DC Festival of Heroes, the Asian superhero celebration, spotlighting DC's past, present, and now future Asian superheroes, including a foreword by activist and CNN Wall Street Journal online contributor Jeff Yang. Everyone that works at CNN, I was going to say every journalist, but probably everyone that works at CNN is also an activist. How's that happen? Why is it that activist has become like, you know, it's going to pad your resume? It's like trying to get an internship somewhere, and it's helpful if you've done service, you know. Now it's like, are you an activist? If you are, you should work here. Okay, so that holds more weight. Okay, he wrote the foreword. Let's see, a cover by DC publisher and CEO Jim Lee, a selection of tribute pinups of DC's Asian superheroes, plus a cover featuring Cassandra Cain by Stanley Artgerm. Artgerm? Really? Okay. Lau. That's an interesting name. All right. So there's a sketch. The Monkey Prince was inspired by the Monkey King, legendary hero of Chinese mythology, and a tell journey to the West. In the original 12-page story, the Monkey Prince hates superheroes. Okay, I got to pause right here. This is a 12-page story. They figured it out now. If you want to make a comic to make a statement, like we're making a comic book because we're so woke, it's really expensive when they say we're creating a new series, and then immediately that series stops selling after the first issue. And now it's like they've been paying for all this. Now they can create one issue, one-shot issue that is open to you know, all the woke points they can get, but they can get the same value out of a 12-page story without spending all the money of a full series. Isn't that interesting? Let's see. He teams up with Shazam to defeat both Doctor Sivana, a Chinese deer demon spirit. All right. So additional stories. If you think if you think that you're gonna get Aziz Ansari on here, uh, be disappointed because it's not Aziz Ansari. It's his little brother or big brother. It's his brother, the less famous Ansari. So sorry about that. All right, so that's it. Asian superheroes. This is pandering at its finest. This is pandering at its cheapest too. I think it's probably a smart move that if you really want woke points, if you just want to make a statement, if you want a headline to talk about anything other than the content of your stories, I guess this is the way to do it. Slap together an anthology, put it out. You can get all the pats on the back and the congratulations, and then go back to printing Batman books because that's what actually makes you money. Anyway, I don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with just making stories, however, and not making, not making, I mean, it's really not even their race, like the character's race. It's that you're aiming it toward a specific demographic to please a specific demographic. I'm going to guess that Asians have a lot of diverse opinions on what makes a good story, a good comic book, and it's got to have a little bit more to do with the story, the contents, than it does these superficial things. So, who you're really making the story for are not for Asians. You're making the stories for the woke crowd. You're making them for the backpats. I wish you'd just say that because that's what you're doing it for. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments below. Maybe that's a sweet looking cover, actually. Holy cow. Shoo, what is that? I have no idea which one this is, but that looks really great. Nice painted cover. I guess that's worth getting it for. We'll say that. Anyway, thanks for watching. Really appreciate you. Don't forget to check out Fatal on Indiegogo and also Downcast Volume 3. It's bigger, better. I really am. I'm really excited about it, especially if you've been digging Downcast so far. I think you're really going to enjoy this. We've really cranked it up a notch. I'm excited about it. Anyway, so I'll see you in the next video.